Hi everyone, my name is Akurede Adenike. You are welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time of you checking on my channel, please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more videos. Today I'm making shirt dress, which I've already made the cutting in my previous video. I'm going to put the link on how to cut it in the box below. So I'm making the sewing today. To begin with, I'm starting with the back part of it. Here is it. I've cut the lining for it. Here is the back part. So I'm going to place my lining on the right side of the fabric like this, and I will start the sewing from the side here. So round the bottom back to the second side. So now I've finished sewing the lining. I'll now turn it to the right side like this. Don't forget, this is the back part of it, of the shirt dress. So after turning like this, I'll now go and lock it. This is the neck for the back. So I'll place the lining very well on it like this, on the wrong side of it, because I've already turned it to the right side. I'll now go and lock it up with 1/4 of an inch. I'll sew the lining together with the fabric. So to the front now. Here is the front. Cutting of the lining for the front is different from the back because of the button overlap. Here is it. You first of all iron the button overlap. You fold it like this and iron it out. Here is it. Listen, I've ironed this one side of the front part. Here is it. Here is the 1.5 for the button overlap. I've already folded it and ironed it out. So I now used this. This is what I put inside. Gum stay. I cut out 1 inch. So 1 inch for gum stay, and I put it inside it, not on this part that is 1.5 that I folded in. I iron it inside. I put it inside it. So this is 1.5 which I folded in like this, and this is the gum stay, the normal stay that I ironed inside it before folding this inside. So I'll do the same thing on the second side of the front part. So to join the lining now to the front, I'll now open the 1.5. I'll open the 1.5 like this. Here is it. I've opened it like this now. Here is the neck. I'll now use this. Turn it to the right side. Turn it to the right side like this. So you now make sure you measure the amount of lining, that can be enough for the fabric you want to sew it with. But if you can't do like that, you can just take the lining, the straight part of it, make sure you place it on the right side of the fabric, make sure it contains it very well, and go and sew it. So after sewing, you now shape it out. You cut the exact amount lining you need for your fabric out. Let me go and sew it so that you understand what I'm doing. So this is the back part. I've locked it, the neck, I've locked it up with 1/4 of an inch, and I'll give it good ironing. This one aside. To the front, I told you, you just take your lining without measuring it. The folded part, you will sew it with 1/2 inch. Here is it. I've sewn it with the lining. I just take my lining. I'll now use it to shape it out, the amount of lining that I needed. The folded part, just make sure it folds like this. This is where I sew. I'll now place the lining like this. You do it like this. Make sure that folded part fold very well. No, I've already ironed it out. I've helped it with ironing. to make it stay very well. So make sure the folded part lay very well like this. So your fabric is on the lining like this now. So your fabric is on the lining like this. Fabric is on the lining like this. Make sure the folded part is folded very well. Place it on the lining. Make it lay very well. Then we'll now cut it out like this. Cut it out like this. That's how to cut out the lining for the front part, because if you cut it without ironing this place, it will not be accurate. So you cut it out like this. If you are a beginner, pin your fabric down to avoid shaking of fabric. So let me finish the cutting. Cut it out and make sure you are careful while cutting. So here is it. I've cut the amount of lining I needed. I've cut it out. Here is it. See how it is. This is the folded part for the front. That 1.5 I've used half for lining. So this is how it will look like inside. Here is it. Here is it now. I'll now go and sew it the side down to the bottom. From the side here, from the armpit here, I'll start my sewing like this down to the bottom, but I will let the lining face the right side of the fabric before sewing. So make sure it's on each other like this. So sew it from here down to the bottom. On this bottom here, you have to fold it very well. Let it equal the bottom like this. I have to sew it from here down to the bottom. Now I've sewed the lining to the fabric to the bottom here. Here now I notch this place with 1/4 inch. Will not let the notching touch the sewing part. So at the back too, let me turn it. So I have to notch the bottom too. Here is it. Notch it round with 1/4 inch. Don't let the notching touch the sewing. So notch it round, all the round aspect. Notch it with 1/4 inch. Put it aside. I'll turn it to the right side and give it nice ironing. So turn it to the right side like this, then I will iron it. So this is the front side. I'll open it up. I've already notched it at the bottom. I'll turn it to the right side. The fabric. Make sure all the angles, make sure it comes out very well. You can use your scissors to bring it out very well, like this. The angles. Make sure you let it come out very well. Use your scissors. You can use nail. So here is it. Here is the right side of it. Have you seen it? This is the ironing part that I told you I ironed before joining the lining to shape my lining out, to cut exact lining that I want. Here is it. I'm going to do the same thing on the second side of the front. Here is it. I will just take it. This is how I achieved. Here is the 1.5. I'll fold it in, iron it out. After ironing, I'll now take my gum stay. I'll put it inside, not on that 1.5. So I'll iron it in. The same process I used for this, I'm going to use it for this one too, the second part of the front part of the shirt dress. Now since I've turned it to the right side, I'll go and lock this place up, the neck. I'll lock it up with 1/4 of an inch. Do the same thing on the second part of the front of the dress. So after that, I'll now iron all of it, all the parts. I'll iron it out. I'll come and show you when I finish it. Now I've ironed all the parts, both the back and the front. So here is it. Look how beautiful it is now. After locking this place with 1/2 inch, the neck for the front and the back, you lock it, you will lock it up with 1/4 of an inch. Then I top stitch the button will overlap here. Top stitch it from the neck to the bottom of the dress. Here is it. Now I'll now join the shoulder. So always trim all the excess thread and fabric, please, to make your job neat. To join the shoulder now, I'll place, this is the back, here is the back now. So here is the first, here is the front part. Place it on each other like this. To join the shoulder, I'll now go and join the shoulder. Place the right side of the fabric on each other. Place it like this. Then I'll now go and join it with 1/2 inch. I'll do the same thing on the second shoulder. I'll come and show you when I finish joining. Now I've joined the shoulder, but I've forgotten it's a shirt. I used 0.75, not 1/2 inch. I used 0.75 to join the shoulder because I'm going to knit it up. It's not as normal dress. So at the back shoulder, I'm now going to cut 0.25 out. So here is it. I've split it like this. I'll now cut off 0.25 from the back shoulder like this. If you are a beginner, please measure it out. I've cut 0.25 out. I'll now go and fold. This is the front one, this is the back. I'll now fold it like this. I'll double fold it like this here. Now I'll fold it, then I'll fold it again. Hope you can see what I'm doing very well. Here is the front one, here is the back that I've got 0.25 out of it because I joined the shoulder with 0.75 because the shirt, to knit it up. I'll now fold it like this. I'll now fold it again. I'll double fold it and stitch it down. I'll do the second thing on the second shoulder. I'll come and show you when I finish. Now I've joined the shoulder. Look how neat it is now, both inside and out. So I'll now fold it for that. Now I've folded it to get my back. Here is the front, right side facing each other, and here is the back folded into two like this. Then I'll put it on top here. Since I said the back is longer than the front, I'll make sure the both bottom, the front and the back, match each other like this to make it accurate. So to get my dart now, here's the button overlap for the front. To get my dart now, from the shoulder, whatever inches your breast point is, just add 2 inches to it. Mine is 10 inches plus 2 inches, that is 12. Here's the 12. My waist is 17 from the shoulder. Here's it. So from this point now, I'll now measure 9 inches downward to get my dart. So now I'm going to use my nipple to nipple to get my dart out. My nipple to nipple is 7. Divided by 2 is 3.5 plus 1/2 inch, 4 inches. So here now, that 4 inches, I'm going to input it. I will now join the lines, the points together like this. Please use your ruler to join it. So I'll do the same thing on the second part of the back and the both parts of the front. When I finish joining it, I'll come and show you. But to join the darts, let me show you. Here is it. You fold it like this. Fold it like this. So on the waistline here, you measure ½ inch inward like this. On the waistline, ½ inch inward. So you now go and join like this. Then you end it here like this. From here now, you trace the chalk and here. That's how I'm going to do on both sides, the front too, and the second side of the back. Now I've sewed it that both front and the back. Here is it. So to shape my dress out, I have to pin down the button overlap. I've pinned it out. Here is it. So here is the back and here is the front. I place it on each other like this. Place it on each other like this. Just make sure the bottom is equal, because the back is longer than the front. So from the shoulder now to my chest line, to get my chest line is round of my round armhole. Round of my round armhole is 18 divided by 2 is 9 inches. Here is it from the shoulder. To get my waist from the shoulder is 17 inches. My hip line from the shoulder is 24 inches. Here is it. I've rolled out the lines. So now on my chest line, I'm going to place half of my bust on my chest line. My bust is 38 divided by 2 is 19. So I'll measure what is here. What is here now is 20. It's 20 from this edge to this edge. Now I'll measure what is there. So what is here now is 24. So that 19, the half of my bust, I'm going to add 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on this side too. That is 2 inches plus that 19. That will give me 21 inches. So I'll now deduct that 21 inches from the 24 I get here. So 24 minus 21, that is 3 inches. That 3 inches, I'll now share it into 2. I'll put 1.5 here on this side, then 1.5 on this side too. Just make sure on your chest line you get the half of your bust plus 2 inches. You can make your own 1 inch ease, but mine, I don't want it to be too tight on me. That's why I added 2 inches to it. 1 inch on this side, 1 inch on this side. But you can make it half inch. You can make it 0.75. It depends on your choice. So on my waistline, I'm going to input half of my. So on my waistline, I'm going to input half of my waist. My waist is 34 divided by 17. I'll measure what is here. What is here now is 24. At 17, I'm going to add 2 inches to it. 2 inches is because when I was cutting, I added 1 inch on this side, 1 inch on this side, making 2 inches. Plus that 17, that is 19 inches. So I'll now deduct 19 inches from that 21 that I get here. So the remaining one will be 2 inches. I'll now share that 2 inches. 1 inch will be here. Then 1 inch will be on the other side. Just make sure you get half of your waist on your waistline plus 2 inches or 1 inch. Depends on your choice. So on my hip line, I'm going to input half of my hip. My hip is 40 divided by 2 is 20 plus 2 inches is. I'll make it 22. So what I get here now is 25. So I'll now deduct that 22 from that 25. That will give me 3 inches. So now that 3 inches, I'm going to share it into 2. 1.5 will be on this side, and the remaining 1.5 will be on this side. Just make sure you get half of your hip on your hip line and add your heels to it. It's either 1 or 2 inches. It depends on your choice. So on the bottom here too, I'm going to input that to 22 inches here. What I get here now is 25 25 minus 22. That'll give me 3 inches. That 3 inches, I'm going to share it into two. 1.5 will be on this side, and 1.5 will be on this side too. So I'll now connect all the lines together, all the points, to shape my dress. There is it. To my waist. Then I'll shape from my waist to my hip with my free hand, so to make it curve a little bit. So here now, to the bottom, straight down from my waist to the bottom of the dress. I'll do the same thing on the second side, and I'll go and sew it. After sewing, I'll come and show you. Now I finished sewing the both sides. Here's it. Let me turn it to the right side for you to see how it looks like. Here's it. Here is the back. See the bottom. See the shape. Here's the shape. Look how beautiful it is. So here is the front of it. Here is the button overlap. Let me open it for you to see how it looks like. There's the button overlap. Now feel the pin. There is it. Look how beautiful it is. As you can see, it's now okay. So there is it. Sorry guys, this will be all for today. The cutting and sewing of the collar will be in the next video, and the sleeve too, and I'll also show you how to attach the button to it. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up, share with friends and family, and I also want to thank you for your support. Till the next video. And for those of you that you've not seen how I cut this shirt, I'll put the link in the box below. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.